What's up guys, Lester here again bringing you another guide. This time it's for Cloud's battle, which is Cloud versus the Warriors. So pretty easy start, all you do is charge in and use your limit break, because at this point you will have the Dammering, so you will have a limit break at the start of the fight. Charge in, hold square, draws them all towards you, do the limit break, they're dead. This second part of the fight is actually really hard, because this thing has a lot of defense, either that or a lot of health. But it's the white wolf thing that you fight early on in the game. And it's also the one you fight next to the Flan as well in one of the missions. It's really strong, but basically what you want to do is you want to make sure you've got static discharge on, and then put up a barrier, and parry whenever you can, but most of the time you want to just be in the air. So that's what we're going to be doing with a lot of Cloud's fights, is just stay in the air, because he builds up ATB like crazy, and the static discharge, when he builds up an ATB bar, will burst and hurts them. You can also use Sonic Boom, which will give you a boost in magic and also attack, which is what I use here. When it uses the side swipe move, you can't really dodge that in the air. You need to get to the ground. And then when it does the ear-splitting howl, use your limit break, and then pressure it. And stagger it. Just like this. And then get your damage off. Also, for those of you who don't know, Braver actually does more damage in the air. So dodge and then hold square so you get into the air. And then just keep hitting it, and then you can use Braver. I use Focus Thrust here because I accidentally pressed it. Someone in my previous video mentioned that you can set it so it remembers where your cursor is, and that's kind of what I did here, so I'm still getting used to it. Because usually it would go back to the start and I'd have to move all the way through again. But what we're going to do here, make sure you heal yourself up. You don't want to die. You can use Chakra if you want, but I like the healing magic better. And as you can see, every time I'm building the ATB, I'm doing damage to him. You should be using Sonic Boom a few times here as well, but I keep forgetting to use it. Avoid that. It doesn't usually kill you. But yeah, you don't want to take that. So Sonic Boom, that'll give you a buff. You can use it twice. Then just dodge and getting close again. Stay in the air as much as possible. And also get away from ear splitting howl the second time, because if you're close and this hits you, you're pretty much dead. Also, if one of them hit you and you're not blocking, it'll just combo you and you will die. Then use your limit break, get it pressured again, and then that's GG. Goodbye, Wolf. Goodbye. Second fight down. The next boss can be quite a pain, but with the materia setup, like I said, I'll show you guys the build at the end of the video. The materia setup will allow you to basically take off its shield and just do crazy amounts of damage. It's also one of those ones that gets pressured from doing a move, and you have to preempt the pressure because it goes off before you can actually do anything. So yeah, same again, Plasma Discharge, because all these enemies are weak to lightning, apart from the wolf. And we don't care about Fraga because we're just going to absorb it. So like before, just get straight into the air and dodge around if you need to. So when it does gouge, you want to get to the ground and use Focus Thrust, because then it'll pressure it as well. And when it starts to concentrate, what you can do is you can get in the air, because it doesn't actually knock you back in the air. Get in the air, build some ATB, and use Triple Slash. And do that 3 times so that it breaks the concentration. Just like this. Triple Slash, it will start concentrate again. Triple Slash again, it will concentrate again. Keep Triple Slashing. One more time. There we go. That knocks it out, so its pressure bar stays maximum. It doesn't heal itself. I feel like the assess of this is wrong, because it doesn't actually heal itself, it relieves its pressure. And then we've pressured it and staggered it. So use your limit break. And then use whatever you want to try and kill it before it gets back up, but it probably will get back up if you don't use your Braver in the air. So like I said, Braver's stronger in the air, so you can use it here, and it'll do a lot more damage. Number 3 down. Number 4 is actually fairly easy as well. The only one that should give you trouble is maybe the wolf and the last boss, which is an Iron Giant. This one's fairly easy as well. Same strat, so dodge out the way first because it usually does like a big rain of swords. Use Static Discharge. Well, ATB boost first, then use Static Discharge. And then put your barrier on, and then just dodge and get into the air. And then you just keep doing this. Stay away from it when it does this. If you charge into it, while it does Rain of Ruin, or even when they're on the ground, you will take a lot of damage. So just stay at distance and do what you can. So charge back in. Yeah, this fight's fairly easy as long as you're just staying in the air. It can swipe you a couple times like this, but it doesn't do crazy amounts of damage. And also that orb just explodes on contact, so you can just dodge out the way when it comes to you. And then just, like I said, stay away when it does that. Use whatever spells you have. And annoyingly, I got pressured here, so I couldn't do very much because the swords are stopping me from getting in. Yeah, I'm still getting used to how this menu works with the where it remembers where you are. That move is a wide AoE, but you can dodge in the air pretty easily. And again, with this stupid rain move, I would rather it use the swords that are gold, because you can actually get in when it does that. So this does mana shield as well, but since we have breach, we can get rid of it. And there we go, staggered. Use your limit. And then try and get into there and use bravery if you can, because that'll do more damage. There we go. Like I said, the only hard ones are the wolf and the last one, which we're about to see. Because it takes ages to pressure the Iron Giant, and he can basically one-shot you with his move if you don't pressure him in time, which is pretty much going to happen about 3 times in the fight, because you won't be able to pressure him that fast. So ATB boost, same again, plasma discharge, and barrier. Because this guy does a lot of damage, so you need to make sure you've got your barrier up. The only thing that he doesn't do in this fight is Gravija, or I can't remember what gravity move he does, but basically it's a gravity move which will probably reduce you to 1 HP. It'll never kill you, but obviously if you get hit once after it with anything, you'll die. But here he does Faraga most of the time, so hopefully you'll get lucky him doing that. But the other time he did Gravija, it basically took me down to like 1 HP. And then you need to make sure you either heal up or just evade everything else, because as you can see, it's pretty easy to evade him. You just get into the air, dodge around, dodge back when he does his grand sword attack, and you're too high in the air for him to hit you really, as long as you're dodging back. And when he sharpens, he will get pressured, but as you can see, focus thrust barely pressures him, which is quite annoying. But when he does the attack straight after, I just use my limit break and then focus thrust him again, just to get it up a little bit. I do manage to pressure him by the end of this, but it takes ages. And when you don't fully stagger him, he will do this explosive move here, which literally does 9,999 damage and will insta-kill you. But if you're in the air, it's really easy to avoid it, because he doesn't track you as much. If you're on the ground, he will track you and basically just one-shot you. Because the past 2 or 3 times that I tried this, when I was on the ground, he just turned where I was and just hit me with it. So make sure you're in there as much as possible. And like I said, he casts Faraga here, so I heal myself, don't even need to heal. And while he's casting that, just do a powerful ability. Aerial Onslaught and Braver are like 2 of the best things to use in the air. Aerial Onslaught can only be used in the air, and Braver can be used on the ground, but it does more damage from the air. Which I'm not sure if that was the case in the original remake, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Faraga again, so get in close. Same if he does Gravija. He's not going to kill you with Gravija, so make sure you get in and do as many hits as possible. And here we go, Sharpen again, so get ready to focus thrust. Then get the hell away. Because you don't have your limit break yet. You could let him hit you a couple times to get your limit break, because your limit charge is really fast in this fight. But with how much ATB we're building and everything else, you can probably cast a Thundaga at this point. I cast a Thundaga pretty close to when he's about to die anyway. But yeah, as you can see, you're in the air, he doesn't really track you that well. So just do all this. And he hits me here, so I need to make sure I heal up. I could have died here. Thankfully I did not. And he's using Faraga, so get back into the air. And once you build up enough ATB, since we have the Thundaga magic on, I would recommend using Thundaga at this point. Because he is weak to thunder, which is why we're using static discharge. Plus, it doesn't really matter as long as they're not absorbing the thunder. You should use that on every fight because it gives you a lot of extra damage. And the more damage the better in these fights, no matter what it is. So you sharpen again, and we can actually stagger him this time. There we go, use your limit, and he's dead. Easy as that. It seems like once you're done with the rulers of the Outer Worlds, these aren't actually that hard, because I've also done Barret as well. That video is coming next. And Barret's one was fairly easy. Like, his was actually easier than Cloud's, and I think it took less time as well. But you don't really get much from these, you just get the manuscripts, or the folios, which give you a bit more points to put in. But my characters are basically maxed out at this point, so there's not really a point in these. It's just to get the thing for Johnny, so we can get the 7-star hotel. And I'll show you guys the build just now. Right, so the build, pretty similar to what we had before. Sleek Saber, Cetra Embracer, and the God of Damarang, so we get a free limit break and our limit charges really fast. Then onto the materia, we've got Elemental, obviously on our weapon, Lightning, which allows us to do extra damage during the battle. And as you can see, they're all weak to lightning, so it's probably best to do that. Barrier materia, Magic Up, give yourself a bit more magic damage. Subversion to dispel the things they get. ATB boost, which I actually started to use. Steadfast block, so you take less damage and get more ATB. Precision defense, MP up, first strike, healing. You could use chakra. Enemy skill materia, because we need those enemy skills. Fire and ice, and another elemental. So we absorb the fire and ice damage. ATB charge up rate, attack power plus 20, and attack power plus 20. And that's basically the build. As you saw, it's pretty easy to just stay in the air and do as much damage as possible, and you get a lot of bar from doing the aerial combos, which allows you to proc that static discharge a lot. So you're getting more damage, you're getting more meter for being in the air, and you can usually dodge pretty easy as well. And since they're all weak to lightning damage, you're going to be able to kill them pretty quick. Like I said, the only hard ones in that fight are the Wolf and the Iron Giant. The rest are pretty much pushovers, because you get a free limit break and you can use it once you've staggered them. But yeah, hopefully this guide has been helpful, guys. If it has, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video, all that jazz. I will be releasing the Barret one soon, because I've just done that recently. And yeah, hopefully these have been helpful. Let me know how your platinum journey is going, because this game is huge and there's a lot of stuff to do in it. Especially these VR missions, which can take crazy amounts of time because of how hard they can be. But let me know how you're getting on, and I will see you guys in the next guide. Bye bye.